prominent at the moment, given the depth of this draft. Let's take a look at Detroit and San Antonio tonight. Number 1 in the East, number 2 in the West. Simple to say, well, the Pistons got Cade Cunningham number 1, Spurs got Victor Wembanyama number 1, and here we are. It's not that linear a path. 2 years ago, both teams had those players. They were combined 19 and 92 on this date. It has been a build, but obviously those players are a huge part of why this game tonight was what it was, and players like them are why half the league is trying to land the next one in the 26th draft. San Antonio and Detroit, an A-block game. That was not the story in the 24 winter. It's 25-21 late first, and you can't get that shot off. Ron Holland tries, but Wembanyama gets the block. A few possessions later, Tobias Harris attacks the rim. And Wembanyama's trying to get there from behind, but can't. Duncan Robinson and the Pistons fired up early. Pistons up 4. Cunningham all alone for the slam. Home team up 6. Under 4 to go in the second. Keep an eye on Cunningham. Shoves Stephon Castle to the floor. All right. Some chippy February action. That's fine. Double text given to Jalen Duren and Keldon Johnson. Pistons will not back down from anyone. That we know. Devin Vassell, 18 in the first half. Spurs with a 2-point lead at the break. 7 to go in the third. Wemby denies Cunningham on the floater. On the push, it's Castle in the corner. Catch and shoot, and slap of the 3 goes. Spurs building the lead. Wembanyama. Just an absurd skill set given his remarkable size. Into the fourth. Castle on the drive. The lead swells to 15. Next Pistons possession. Cunningham and Duren. Wemby got spun around and gets got. It's going to happen sometimes. Pistons down a dozen after the made free throw on the foul. But the Spurs built the lead that they were able to hang on to. Castle, Wembanyama, he goes for 21, 17 boards, 6 blocks. San Antonio goes into Detroit, wins by 11. They've won 9 in a row for the first time since 2019. It's the 5th time this year the Spurs have beaten the team who had the best record in the NBA. And they've already done so 4 times against the defending champion Thunder. It's the most in a season in franchise history and the most by any team already since the 92-93
for it all. And shout out to the Pistons because they kept their identity and tried to mix it up and get physical with Wemby tonight, but little did they know, all they do is pisses him off. And what great players do, they find a way to affect the game on both ends of the floor. And although he was 6 for 16 on the offensive end, I'm looking at what he was doing on the defensive side of things. The 17 rebounds, the 5 blocks. And what makes him unique is even when he's not blocking shots, he's still affecting the game because guys are terrified to even attempt to try to drive to the paint. And Wemby just has this old soul mentality where it's all about winning. He don't care about the praise, it just comes with it. This man is trying to win and accomplish something, and he is one of the best young leaders that we have in the game today.
Okay, I'm curious about what you just said about the Pistons, about how they tried to maintain their identity in this one. And yes, they ran into a Spurs team that's hot, but if you've got a team that's equally as hot and they're also maintaining their identity, why couldn't the Pistons get it done?
Well, because the Spurs proved to the world what I've been preaching for the last 2 to 3 weeks, that they're legit title contenders. That's what happened to the Pistons tonight. And look, Cade Cunningham, he's a phenomenal basketball player, but we saw the struggles that he had tonight, and it's because the Spurs check all boxes. And when you think about the perimeter play that they have, they're loaded with two-way players, big wings and big guards, duplicating what Oklahoma City has done to accomplish and win a championship. So when you look at Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, all of those guys are two-way players. And so when you're able to throw multiple bodies at a young superstar like Cade Cunningham and mix it up, then all of a sudden we get the results that we saw tonight. And obviously the Spurs came out victorious, but then you hold a young superstar in Cade Cunningham to a horrible night at the crib shooting-wise.
For clarification purposes, if you're saying the Spurs are a legit title contender, are you saying the Pistons are not?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that,
Okay.
but we both know
All right.
that we both know that the Western Conference is a lot tougher than the Eastern Conference.
Correct.
Okay.
No shade to the Detroit Pistons, but the Spurs are just on a different type of mission because they have to be, because the people that they looking up to are the champs in that conference in Oklahoma City Thunder.
Cool, 'cause I was just
Mission,
making
different
sure.
playing field.
I was just making sure you could visit Detroit anytime soon. The fans be on you. I'm looking out for you, dog. I'm looking out for you.
What up, though?
What up, though?
And the Pistons, not just great young players, but great young teams. Detroit, number 1 in the East, 5.5 games up on the Celtics. San Antonio, second in the West, only 3 games behind the defending champs, that is OKC. NBA reporter Brian Windhorst with us now. Windy, what can we learn tonight about both of these young teams led by their superstars, Wemby and Cade?
They're actually a lot alike. Both of them are really overachieving. Maybe they don't believe they're overachieving, but certainly with where a lot of people thought they were at the start of the season. They're both defensive-centric teams, 2 of the top 3 teams defensively in the league. Their weakness, both teams, is the three-point shot. They both rank in the bottom half of the league. The Spurs rank in the bottom 10, and the three-point shot is something the Pistons have tried to upgrade during the season. And they're both here, and their chances for really making long playoff runs are centered around their MVP candidates who are doing it for the first time. And we have not seen a team go from not winning a single playoff series together to getting to the finals in decades. This is what both of these teams believe they can do because of Cade Cunningham and Victor Wembanyama. And look, in this year where there's a lot of uncertainty, I'm not ruling anything out.
Wemby and Cade, by the way, both have seen their MVP odds increase on DraftKings over the last week. Cade is 3rd at plus 550. Wemby is 4th at plus 2,500. Let's stay on that MVP theme here. Last night, classic matchup, Celtics against the Lakers in LA on a night they unveiled the Pat Riley statue. Jalen Brown, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 7 dimes to lead Boston to a rout, 111-89. Celtics sweep the series. They won 8 of 9. LeBron very high on Brown.
Listen, JB is he's playing great basketball, man, and you can't fault this. This whole MVP thing, I don't understand why his name is not getting talked about some as well. Like, nobody gave him a shot to start the season. And he's having, 30?
Yeah, just under.
Yeah, just under 30? Yeah, it's a popularity contest sometimes, I tell you.
It is February, so the discussion and the conversation will continue to build here, especially when you look at the injury to SGA. Wendy, what do you make of Jalen Brown's MVP case?
It is getting stronger by the week, and he is being talked about it. You know, if you look at Tim Bontemps' poll amongst the MVP voters in December, he was 9th. Last week when it came out, he was 6th. And a couple of the people in front of him may not be qualified because they may not hit 65 games. There's a real chance that Jalen Brown is going to finish in the top 5 of the MVP vote and make first-team All-NBA. And popularity or no, that's a gigantic honor. He's been an All-NBA player a couple of times in the past. He's been a Finals MVP. He's got a $300 million contract. With all due respect, this is not an underrated player, but he definitely is having a spectacular season, and he and the Celtics are getting plenty of notice for him.
Odds right now are 35-1, so there's some value right there. Let's talk a little bit about the West here. I mentioned the Lakers losing. The Rockets a half game ahead of LA. They face the Jazz tonight. Now, Katie and Houston, they've lost 4 of their last 7. What's been the reason for their recent struggles here?
Kevin, their offense has just absolutely fallen off a cliff. Early in the season, they were overachieving offensively. They were a top 10 offensive team. They were really being benefited by their incredible offensive rebounding. But the missing of Fred VanVleet has shown up in a big way. Over the last 15 games, they're 25th in the league in offense. That's what we saw Saturday in the loss where they blew an 18-point lead in the Garden. They could not generate a good look in the fourth quarter, much less get a basket. They're often very reliant on individual isolation basketball. It is not a formula that is going to be successful long-term. They have had the entire season to address the missing VanVleet. They've elected not to, and that's been a decision that could end up being an issue later on.
Catching up to them, especially when you talk about the dog days of January.